Hey guys, welcome to today's reading. I'm not sure if I'm going to make this a members only reading or a general collective reading for the whole channel. So I won't say who this reading is for, and I'll let Spirit decide once the reading has been done. But basically, I was just preparing to sit down and do some personal readings, and Spirit had me go on like a little bit of a wild goose chase looking for this spray cleaner for my camera. I didn't end up finding it, but I did end up finding this card in a drawer, completely separate from the rest of the deck. And what I heard when I found the card was the small things. Then when I was putting it away, trying to find the deck that it went with, this card fell out of another small deck that I have. And then when I was sitting down with the idea of this reading in mind, I went to move the tea leaf oracle from it was kind of like sitting right here, and I moved it out of the way, and this card shot off and went underneath my laptop, and I had to lift it up and get it out. And these are all small cards. So that's the inspiration for this reading today. It's all in divine timing and divine order, but we're going to be looking at the little things or the small things that are important right now to pay attention to, or that maybe these are little details that you're missing. I'm not sure, but Spirit has an idea for this reading, so we're just going to let them guide us through this process. If you feel drawn to more than one of these cards, there may be multiple little things that Spirit wants you to take a look at. So use your intuition to guide you to the reading that feels aligned for you, and take from within that reading only the messages that really truly resonate with you at soul level. So for group number 1, you've got the Spear. For group number 2, the King of Pentacles. And for group number 3, the crown chakra underactive here. Use the timestamps linked in the description box or the chapter notes below to jump ahead to your chosen reading or readings, and we'll see you there. All right, hi group 1. You chose the Spear, and it says heartache over what you no longer have, and there's this trident or spear going straight through the heart. So this is actually a big energy, interestingly, and it shot out, like I was saying in the intro, of the tea leaf oracles. Thank you to Louise for sending us these, and it like went right under my laptop. So this is maybe something that feels big, but it is elusive in some way, and that's why Spirit's wanting to talk about it in a little things reading. I'm not sure yet. Let's find out together. I didn't select any specific decks for these readings other than the entire basket, which I'll just show you now, of all the little cards that I have. Not all of them, but this is an assortment of the little cards that I have. So I think I want to start with the Kawaii Tarot. Let's just get some messages here for you about what this Spear is talking about. What does group number 1 need to know about this Spear? I almost said sphere. Full circle on something. I'm hearing gaining momentum. Ooh, 9 of Cups. See, this is a positive energy. So why heartache over what you no longer have? Do you feel like you don't have happiness or personal satisfaction or contentment in the way that you once did? Do you feel like you lost that, or the capacity to feel that even? And maybe it starts out as a little thing. It's subtle. I'm hearing something about a nagging itch. Okay, let's see. The 10 of Wands and the Queen of Swords reversed. Yeah, this kind of feels like you've had a lot weighing on you, or you've been stabbed, many times here. I mean, the 10 of Wands isn't about stabbing. It's what you're carrying. It's not like the 10 of Swords, but this Queen of Swords is making me think of stabbing. So, lots of little pricks make for big pain. Yeah, it's like lots of little annoyances, like 1,000 paper cuts. Death by 1,000 paper cuts is kind of what this feels like to me. And it's like all these little things add up into a big thing. And I'm hearing surmounting. You're surmounting this burden, the weight that this has put on you, the pain that it has caused you, the discontent that it has resulted in, and you're reclaiming your ability to feel again, your ability to Yeah, it just feels like your ability to feel beyond the pain that this caused you. And I'm hearing over time. Two of Pentacles, over time. Maybe you feel like you lost money, didn't get paid for overtime work, or you've been carrying this burden for so long that you're not seeing that you okay, if your hands are full, then you can't take anything new in, and there could be a disappointment over the loss of something you no longer have, but you're holding on. Let's keep digging a little deeper here because it still feels unclear. Let's see. What is this little thing that group 1 needs to know about? The Page of Swords reversed. It's giving me stabbing energy again. Stabby, stabby. Like there's something here that was painful to you over a long period of time. We're going from Queen to Page, going back in time. Maybe this happened when you were younger. Let me see. What deck is next? The Last Unicorn. Oh, okay. The Seven of Cups. And the Lovers. It is the heart chakra that's being stabbed. 1,000 paper cuts in love. Working overtime to try and make ends meet. And that could be literally with work. But since we have the Lovers here, to make ends meet when it comes to relationships and your happiness. So why do you need to start looking at this right now? Why is this important? The Chariot. That's a synchronicity. It feels like you're meant... Okay, I just heard pick up where you left off. You're meant to start something new again, finding an alternate route. This is going to provide a feeling of satisfaction. I'm also hearing completion. So there's a feeling of satisfaction and completion that comes from the exposure to new things. You've got the dragon breathing fire and the knight pushing forward with his shield out. And I don't know why this is giving me this feeling of exposure to new things, new challenges. And it may feel difficult. It's like, how can I add one more thing onto this? Or how can I take one more paper cut? But that's not what Spirit is showing me. It's like you do have that shield there if you need it. You can always put in more effort. But the key here is that you're not going to get the same result, or what you lost or what you feel like you no longer have won't become or stay such a burden anymore. The Fool. Yes, it's a new way of experiencing life is actually what this feels like. A new way of experiencing life. A new optimistic perspective. Taking all of those little, it's like toothpicks or some sharp object that's just a whole bunch of them stabbed into you, just removing all of them and being ready to experience something different. Strength. This is, in reverse too. This has required great strength from you. And you know, that death by 1,000 paper cuts, that's not an easy way to go. I'm hearing the demise of a relationship. It's like there may have been a relationship here that it was just like the straw that broke the camel's back. 1,000,000 pieces of straw finally breaks the camel's back. It's a sad way to go because it's not all at once. It's not really like explosive in that way. It's slow. It's a very slow demise. And it's even more painful in some ways because of that, because of the sheer longitude of this, whatever, you know what I mean? Like the sheer length the length of time that this went on for. The Fool's also talking to me about young age as well. So you may have been with this person, or you may have experienced these types of patterns since you were pretty young, teenage years or younger. And this is why it's really, really tested your strength here, group number 1. Let me see what this card is. The 6 of Coins reversed. It tested your ability to endure because you were being given things that were not really good for you in this way. Let me get the chakra cards here, or whatever these ones are. I just feel like people were giving you things, experiences and pain that you just didn't want. Why'd you take it though? Personal power, solar plexus. Why would you take that? Well, to figure out where your power lies is kind of what it feels like. Maybe you were testing your own strength to see how much you could endure or how much you should endure. I mean, I'm talking about it like at the soul level. Your ego obviously just was like, this sucks. But the soul was kind of like, how far are you going to push it? How much are you going to let this how long are you going to let this go on for? Or how much is this going to impact you when it's all these little things? How much does it take to take you down, kind of thing? And how can you rise from those ashes and come back stronger, much stronger in your personal power? Hold on, Kitty wants to get out. One sec. Yep, hold on. Here you go. Okay, let's see. Expression. I was just going to ask, how long was it going to take for you to ask to be let out? Like Kitty just needed to be let out. She didn't even have to say anything because I was watching and I saw that happen. But usually she would meow to be asked for me to open the door. So, your personal power and expression, universal energy, crown chakra, throat chakra, solar plexus chakra. Let's get one more here. I'm hearing divine guidance, and they're showing me the universal energy card. Maybe this was about not listening to the little nudges that you would get, divine guidance that would come in small doses, but because it wasn't some big drastic message, some big sign that, you couldn't ignore, it kind of went by the wayside. Choosing of your own free will to stay in situations that didn't serve you. I'm hearing that, and I'm sorry if that's the case here, group number 1, and I don't mean to call you out in any way like that. It's just, this is the message that's coming through. Let's see. Truth. It's, sorry. It's the truth, apparently. It's like, it's an uncomfortable truth, but it's a truth. And this is it's a little thing that's actually a big thing here. And it's very much connected to your freedom, your ability to use your free will in an empowered way and to speak up and express your truth. It's connected to your stability and your security. There may be connections here to money, but finances, but I really feel strongly like this is, it's more to do with your emotional security. Yeah, it's big time emotional security, being able to speak your truth. And it's funny that I'm just now noticing too that the 2 swords cards that you have, which are about communication, are in reverse, expression and truth. It's like you were unable to express your truth. And maybe that's the 1,000 paper cuts. It's like each time that something crossed your boundary, challenged your personal power, and it detracted from your universal energy, you didn't say something about it. You just let it slip, let it slip, let it slip. But if you do that 1,000 times, you have no power left. And it feels like you've been carrying this weight, this burden. You've been working overtime in this way and not having what you need, not speaking up for it. Maybe it's like you get passed over at work and it just keeps happening over and over and over again. You don't speak up. You don't speak your truth. You don't express your needs. You don't assert a boundary or communicate what is actually going to satisfy you. If this is a relationship, it's the same thing. It's like, your partner does something and it bugs you and you don't say anything. Or they don't have an awareness of a need or didn't have an awareness of a need that you have or had, whatever the context is here. And each time you just didn't say, like, this is what I really want. This is what I need from you. And it's, again, it slowly dies over time. It's like an energy leak. And then there's pain over what you don't have because it slowly dwindled away. It's very sad. This is very, very sad. But what are you meant to know about this? Why are we even talking about this in the first place? Let me see. Well, I think because it's a truth that you need to be aware of so that you can heal from it. Oh, forgiveness. A crushed flower still gives off a sweet scent. Oh my God. Yeah, it's like you were slowly, slowly crushed. They're actually showing me somebody picking the flowers off of or picking the petals off of a flower, one at a time, which is ironic because with the Lover's card here, that's also, a little ritual that we do. Does he love me? Does he love me not? But this slow decline it's so painful for me to even see this. But look, a crushed flower still gives off a sweet scent. You still have that 9 of Cups energy, which is your own ability to personally fulfill yourself. Yes, this is your power. Yes, you can still express your truth. Yes, you can come back at any time because even though the flower was crushed, you are still sweet. Oh boy, I feel these two as well. Let me see. Those to the side. Present. Journey into the garden to escape the 2 eternities, the past and the future. I'm hearing riding the line. What do you mean riding the line? Maybe you've been riding the line, or you're meant to be riding the line between the past and the future, which is the present. Or maybe you've been afraid to go backwards. I'm hearing temper. Maybe there was anger here. In the past, transform, rise above any situation and become the best version of you. I almost said vest. Oh, it's reminding me of vestments, like what a knight would wear. Armor almost, I think. If I'm correct on what that word means, or what I think it means. You've learned to say no in some way here, or this is what you've been learning. Release, lighten your load. I love that this card is here with the 10 of Wands because in the traditional tarot, the 10 of Wands is a guy carrying 10 wands that are very heavy, and it's about carrying this load. You're meant to lighten your load, and you're going to do that by transforming the way that you relate to your personal power, your own fulfillment of your satisfaction, not looking for that from other people or giving that away to other people. You're going to stand up and express your truth. You're probably already doing this if you're in this reading. And this path of forgiveness is going to help too, because in that forgiveness, you're going to truly recognize and appreciate your own strength. That's what it feels like. This has been such a long journey, Group number 1. Wow. Thank you for being here in this reading. I just want to acknowledge and appreciate you for a second, because in this energy, and if you're resonating with this, it does feel like this has been a long time coming and it's been a painful process. And I just want to commend you on your strength for your perseverance through that, on even in moments where you did feel like you were giving up hope or all was lost. You're here and you're continuing to keep going. And I think that's like the true strength, right? Is your ability to remain hopeful or optimistic even when that crushing was happening, or when you've spent everything, still having hope that there is something more, and to keep yourself open to feeling that. Kitty's back. Kitty's for confirmation. Now she's speaking up. Now she's expressing herself. Yes, she is. Yes, you are. Let me get Kitty. I want to get some of these. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's the way they go. These are Pups Against Anxiety, I think is what this deck is called. All of these decks were donated by subscribers and members, and I just want to shout out to those of you who have donated. You know who you are, and I really deeply appreciate you, and I love working with all of these decks, so thank you. Yeah, okay, focus on the positive. Is it that bad? If you are worrying about a possible catastrophe, think about this. Would it be as bad as you fear? What is the worst that can happen? That's an interesting... While we were just talking about focusing on the positive and being optimistic or retaining that capability at the very least to remain open emotionally despite the things that you've been carrying all this time. But also, maybe this is what you've been saying. Is it that bad? It's just a paper cut. I'm telling you, 1,000 paper cuts is that bad. You know, it's like one bee sting might not kill you unless you're allergic to it and you go into anaphylactic shock. But I'm saying like one bee sting won't kill you, but 1,000 probably will. Or one pinprick is annoying, painful in its own way, but 1,000 of them, it might overload your nervous system and kill you too. Like, so you can still, it's like that energy of, you can still drown in a foot of water. And it's not like, oh, is it really that bad? Is it that bad because it's only a foot of water? It's not like you drowned in the ocean. No, but it is that bad because it ends up the same. You know? This is basically the difference between lowercase t trauma and uppercase T trauma. It's both trauma. This isn't about comparing them and saying one's worse than the other. They're both trauma. They're equal in that way. It's just that one was a big event that overwhelmed the nervous system, and one was a series of smaller events that likewise overwhelmed the nervous system. So is it that bad? I mean, yeah. I think acknowledging that is part of the healing. And also acknowledging how strong you are for getting here. And being open to what could come, not catastrophizing because of what has happened in the past. I keep looking at the third card, and it's reminding me, this is crown chakra, this is also crown chakra. I sense a lack of trust in the universe, underactive crown, not trusting the divine plan, not trusting that your needs will be met. Being overwhelmed or overburdened. So this may have resulted in some trust issues. And this is why it's like, yes, it's a little thing, but it's not a little thing. Group number one. And Spirit wants you to recognize that and acknowledge that what this may have resulted in is a burden that makes you fear the potential for new things, new relationships, new opportunities, new levels of work. Because in the past, there was too much of little bad things. So they are saying, choose to focus on the positive. And look at this happy little guy. Look at his fluffy little face. I just want to squeeze him. He's so cute. Too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. Too much of a small bad thing can be a bad thing, a really bad thing. So intentionally choosing the positive here is going to be the crutch that will help you to heal, to help your heart to heal. And a crutch in this case is not a bad thing, because you need that crutch to take the weight, literally the burden of the weight, the load off of the foot that has been damaged. It's okay to do that for the period of healing. You know, for that duration of time, it's perfectly acceptable to use a crutch. In fact, you need to and you should. And then once it's healed and you're feeling hopeful again, get back out there again. Start dating if this is what we're talking about. Ask for more, a raise or whatever this is, or just be open to new experiences that aren't going to overwhelm you in the same way, and that are actually going to feed you, because you've changed the dynamic of how you show up for you. This is all about your personal power. This has been a test of will. Will you, won't you? Yeah, they're showing me those petals on the rose again. It's like, will you, won't you? It has been a test. It has certainly been a test. On the bottom, we have I am here. Let me read that. In a comfortable space, close your eyes and breathe in. Think to yourself, I am here. Feel how your mind responds as you affirm your place in this world. Repeat this later today. This feels like present moment type of focus. Again, getting really grounded in the present, forgiving and letting go of the past, and not to what was done or what happened, but just not holding that burden, that weight as so crucial anymore. It's like maybe that was the shield that you were using to continue to try and protect yourself, but that burden or that weight has become too heavy and needs to be released. Today is a good day. Focus on the good things. Reprogram your mind here. Let your mind have some space to just be, to feel, to reset is kind of what this feels like. Look at this good boy. What a good boy. Golden retriever. Retrieving the golden years of your life, or the golden opportunities that you feel like you missed. Everything is available to you. You are source energy. You are this universal power. Everything can and will come to you that you desire. Just focus on the positive and let your mind rest and reset. Enjoy today on the bottom as well, a bit below that. So definitely focus on your enjoyment, because that's going to recalibrate things. And that's going to manifest what it is that you actually need and what you desire. Okay, let me see if they want, yeah, they do want one more from the Wild Unknown mini deck. The animals one. Put that to the side. We will read that from the book. So for group number 1, final closing message for this little big thing and the healing process that they're in right now. Yeah, I'm hearing recovery, maybe the retriever recovering something that you lost, that you feel like you're lost, your personal power. Recovering, yes, yeah, that's what it is. Recovering your personal power. I feel this card. Okay, let's see. Confidence, the peacock. Definitely recovering that personal power. I'm hearing your right to go where... Wait, sorry, can you repeat that? Your right to boldly go where no man has gone before. Isn't that like a space exploration thing? Okay, let me find the peacock. There it is. Inner beauty, compassion, assimilator of anything. Ooh, the beauty of the peacock is unrivaled. It's easy to think it comes from the plumage, but the secret of the peacock is that the beauty resides within and extends outward indefinitely. This adept creature can assimilate or digest all experiences in life so it does not harbor resentment, conflict, or past pain within its psyche. Oh my God. This is what this is. It's like pain that was held in your psyche from all of these little indiscretions that you either did against yourself because there was a lack of boundaries, or that other people did against you because of the same reason, lack of boundaries. But the strength that you have here is to be able to digest it, to get rid of the waste so that it doesn't continue to constipate in the system and become this burden, this load that you need to lighten. But maybe it has to some degree, and that's okay too. You can always get rid of it. Let's see. The peacock type is extremely rare. Not many of us have reached this advanced level of acceptance of the self and others. When in balance, it's confident and kind. When out of balance, it can't digest situations. Oh my God, the solar plexus is literally your stomach, and it's all about digestion. Oh boy. To bring it into balance, meditation on navel. Solar plexus. Oh my God. Group number 1. There you go. Clear as day. You are working to unconstipate your psyche and remove any of that negative dross or debris that built up over years of either self-abandonment or indiscretions from other people, like I was saying. You're doing this by getting really present and centered in the moment, focusing on your your God-given strength. I'm hearing, yes, universal energy, your God-given strength, which is to digest, to assimilate, to release, to repair. You are this healing archetype that is really fundamentally shifting your own psyche back to its original state, which is positive. Because that's what you're going to create. That's how you're going to use your free will in a way that expresses your truth, truly. I love you. Thank you for being here on the channel. I love you guys so much. Again, thank you to the donors who have sent in all of these decks at various points throughout this channel's existence. Thank you to everyone who supports the channel in other ways, either through direct donations and the members as well. Big shout out to the members who support my channel in that way as well. And even just for positive comments, likes, and subscribes. I appreciate you guys. I love you. And I hope these readings are helpful. Just take what resonates and leave the rest. But yes, my intention is that these readings are helpful and healing. I love you. We'll see you in the next one. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the King of Pentacles that I found in the drawer, completely separated from the rest of this deck, which it came from. I don't know how long it was there, but that's what actually inspired the topic for this reading, the little things. So something that was hidden for you, something worth a lot of value that maybe you squirreled away and forgot about, or that got lost and you couldn't find it. Let me see. What are we talking about here? The King of Pentacles is masculine energy. 6 of Cups. This could be something, yeah, something that you forgot about, or that you're refinding, something from childhood. It's interesting because when I was looking through the that drawer, I found this, and I also found a little stamp collection that I ran. I guess, I don't know where. I'll show it to you. They want me to show it to you. Okay, hold on. It's right here. I found this. It's like from childhood. Look how janky it is, but I don't know why I kept it all these years. It's a stamp album. And 6 of Cups is about nostalgia, the past, childhood. I feel like you're finding something of value. And it's funny because I was thinking to myself, I wonder if these stamps have any value. I don't know anything about stamps. I don't know why I kept all of these. But these are all from like the 90s. So yeah, interesting. You know what? Like, why do I have these? I don't know, but there we are. There they are. So, and underneath that, I have a Pokemon deck. So, Pokemon book. So again, it's like things from nostalgia, things from the past that may be of value that you hid away, or maybe this is talking about like emotional things that you have value, that you hold value around, things that that bring you joy or a sense of nostalgia that maybe you forgot about, and you're refinding them in some way. Something physical might be spurring memories of that time, or like showing you how far you've come too. That 9 of Wands energy here makes me feel like showing you how far you've come. You're kind of looking at the history, or you're finding something, a token. I'm hearing a token of something from the past that causes you to remember. And it's valuable, either literally or sentimentally. I think it's both, right? Maybe, but given what the context was for me, but I feel like you're finding something of value here, and that's what really is important. Page of Cups reversed. Something that you forgot from childhood. I'm getting that strongly. Something that maybe it's something you loved to do. I don't ever think that I loved to collect stamps, but I don't really remember. Like maybe I did, or at least I thought that that was something I wanted to do. I definitely loved collecting Pokemon cards. Pogs, you know, all that good stuff in the 90s, Crazy Bones. It was so much fun. So maybe this is like a collector type energy. You've been collecting things over a long period of time, and there's something you forgot about that's coming back up. And it's a little thing, but it's important, and Spirit wants to talk about it because it's, oh, that's random. I just heard something about jealousy. What? That was very, very out of left field. I don't know. The Hermit. Maybe this is something you are jealous of. Let me get this card. It wants to jump out. Temperance. The Hermit and Temperance. You're definitely looking back, and you're finding something of value, and you're weighing that up. Maybe you were I don't know how the jealousy message fits in. I'm just trying to find a way to see if it fits. So let me just bear with me as I try and kind of like work this one out. Maybe when you were a kid, you really wanted something and you have it now and you don't even realize that you wanted that so badly when you were younger. And your younger self would be so jealous of you right now, but you're the same person. So it doesn't really work that way. Like you have it, but maybe you don't appreciate that you have it, or you forgot that you have it, or you're taking it for granted in some way. I don't know. I don't know what this is. Let me get more information. Let's go with the Chubby Bunny Tarot, because it's so cute and we're talking about childhood. Let's see. Something you thought you lost, something that was hidden. Let me see. The Nine of Wands again. It's the same card. Nine of Wands. You're definitely looking back, reviewing, I'm hearing, reviewing, reflecting, finding something of importance. Maybe you're coming to the end or the conclusion of this journey, and you're taking the time, or I'm hearing it will benefit you to do so. Okay, it will benefit you to do so, to take the time to look back and reflect, to see how far you've come, what you've collected over the years, what's important, what you want to keep. Maybe there is an evaluation. They're showing me Antiques Roadshow right now. It's like there's something from the past that's really valuable that you could easily overlook, whether it's a literal thing or it's a memory. So they want you to be aware of it so that you don't take it for granted or forget about it or lose it, misplace it in some way because it's important. It's got a lot of value. Maybe it's something that was given to you, like you inherited this, or, oh my God, literally, as I said, maybe this was something that's given to you. We got the Six of Pentacles, which is him giving to someone else. And the scales are balancing here in some way. So you're meant to find something to retrieve it. I'm hearing retrieve from the past. Something that was valuable. Past or given to you. And you're meant to know about it. Four of Swords reversed. Pay attention to thoughts that just pop into your mind. Because as I was saying in the intro to this video, the whole reason I even found that stamp book is because I was thinking about how I wanted to clean the lens on my camera and I needed to get a certain lens spray. And I have this other Windex or whatever, this other glass cleaner, and I was just going to use that. And the thought popped into my head no, I need to use this specific one. And I think it's in the drawers of my desk in my office. So I'm going to go look there. And if I had ignored that thought, I never would have found that book that has so much nostalgic value for me, but also maybe there's some value in those stamps. I don't freaking know. So if any of you know about stamps, let me know. It's so funny because I was watching an episode of Bob's Burgers yesterday, and it was the stamps episode. Maybe this is actually relevant to the message. Let me talk about that for a sec. The stamps episode where they go to the Marionette Theater, and the story is basically kind of talking about how Louise she's 9 years old, literally the number 9 being significant here. Maybe it was from when you were 9. She's 9 years old and she's starting to lose that desire to play in the same way that she used to, with her toys and using her imagination, that childlike playfulness. And they go to the Marionette Theater, and it's so boring that all the marionettes they're singing this song about stamps, 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 stamps. All kids love stamps. Everybody knows that. And it's no, they don't. But then I found this stamp book from when I was a kid. The very next day. You see how spirit works through divine synchronicity in order to bring messages. But anyway, The episode goes on, and Louise, she gets frustrated with the lady who's running the theater. And she's like, it's so boring. Nobody wants to be here. And they kind of get into like a fight or a battle about it. But ultimately, she helps the old woman who's running the theater to rediscover her imagination, because they discuss whether you really have to lose it, whether you have to lose that playful, childlike state of mind or way of operating. And they end up both being better for it and retaining and choosing to retain. She asks her, does it always go away? And the lady who's running the studio says, well, maybe only if you let it. So if you don't let that childlike prompt, maybe it's a thought that you have, something you want to do, something you want to dig back into or look up or play with, let yourself do it. Let yourself do it, because it's important. It's important to keep that. Oh my God, you have temperance again. Look at these doubles. 2 nines of wands, 2 temperance. Pay attention to, oh my God, you know what they just showed me? You know those matching games where they're all face down and you have to select one card and it flips over? And then you have to try and find and then remember where the other one was. So you trial and error your way to finding all the matches. And I was talking about how those 2 things happened in succession, that they matched up the stamps, right? So there's something here about you through this process of over time collecting things, finding things that match. And this is really helpful. 3 of Cups. The pumpkin here is also reminding me of I Spy, because I was playing a game yesterday and I got an ad for this Hidden Things game. It's like, reminds me of the, what was it? The I Spy books, where you had to look for all the hidden objects. And there was a list of objects you had to find. So there's something hidden here, group number 2, that you're meant to find. It's connected to your childhood. It's going to be really satisfying for you to dig it back up or to find it, because you've definitely squirreled it away. Wheel of Fortune. It's like going to change your fate. Maybe that's a little hyperbolic to say. I don't know. It feels like it's really valuable, and it's going to be very lucky for you to have whatever this is. Yeah, we do. Okay. They want me to get one of these from the Animal Spirit deck. Oh, okay. We'll take 3. Sure. Why not? The Raccoon. The Phoenix. Ooh. And the Sea Serpent. That Ouroboros reminding me of the Wheel as well. Something's coming back around. There's a lot of 9s in your reading, I'm noticing too, and that's like about closure and endings, but the Phoenix it's rebirth. So, let me sit with this. Okay, the Raccoon, talented, shadowy, in hiding. Raccoon energy is at play within all artists, to greater or lesser degrees. At best, it indicates talent, tenacity, and skillfulness with a particular musical instrument or creative tool. Its shadow side points to an unresolved issue around self-image and success. Sometimes using a stage name or wearing a mask works in an artist's favor. Other times it limits creativity. Am I who my audience thinks I am? What if I am ready to grow into something more? Raccoon energy won't let us off the hook until this creative ego fear is resolved. When in balance, generous friend and exceptional artist. That's very 6 of Pentacles energy. When out of balance, competitive, starving artist. To bring it into balance, make new work. This is really about bringing something here into balance. So I feel like this is something that you've maybe repressed and it's coming back up to the surface. It was hiding in the shadow and now it's being reborn through you. It's like a creative imagination or something that you used to love to do. It's a skill or a talent or a thing that you have, and it's being brought back into the light of day here for a reason. So let's find Phoenix. Okay, Phoenix, freedom from suffering and past karma, reincarnation. The Phoenix represents the transition. Oh, no, I meant transformation, but maybe this is a transition for you. the transformation of our past. It doesn't mean running from it, denying it, or burning bridges with rage. The phoenix employs an advanced technique described in yoga as the burning of impurities through practice and dedication. The essence of the phoenix is with us when we realize we've been suffering too long and something must change. We take a stand and decide to live consciously instead of being driven by the unconscious mind and its long list of fears and aversions. At that very moment, the spark of the phoenix is lit, and the great bird helps us burn through our baggage. We no longer run from who we are, what has happened to us, or what we have done. The stuckness and dead weight fall into the ashes, and a lightness and clarity emerge. As the stagnancy continues to smolder, the phoenix lifts our spirits up, and we begin to recognize ourselves again. We may catch a glimmer in our eye that wasn't there before. Look closely. It's a sign the fire of transformation is upon your wings. It's connected to the first chakra here. The ancient yogis believed that our heaviest karmas reside in the first chakra. This earthen center is called Muladhara, or our root. The ascent of the phoenix begins here, and as the entanglement of karma is slowly burned, it rises from the ash toward the navel center. Again and again, it makes this journey from first to third chakra, purifying our essence, freeing us from the past. And then the sea serpent. Healing emotional wounds and expressing desires. The sea serpent represents the energy of expression, whether it's emotions, creativity. I feel like this is really connected to creativity here, group 2. Sensuality or desire. The sea serpent helps us move and direct our energy into a healthy current. When the essence of this card is in balance, we express ourselves creatively and sexually without fear or shame. We know what we desire most. Our hearts are at ease, and our relationships are meaningful and enduring. We loosen the grip of self-judgment, and we let the cool waters of forgiveness in to heal our wounds. When the energy of the sea serpent is not yet activated, our emotions and creativity are left in the muddy waters. The current of expression stagnates in some areas of our lives, and in other places it floods. It's important to remember no matter what the waters of our emotional lives look like, the sea serpent loves us just the same. Like a mother, she wraps herself around us in a gesture of protection. She supports us as we learn to express our true natures. And this is connected to the second chakra. And if you guys were drawn to group number 1, I would recommend it. Or if you came from there, we can see the connection between the first and the third. And then it's going from 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. The subtle energy of the sea serpent occupies the area of the Svadhisthana chakra. Located deep within the pelvic bowl, this chakra is known as our center of creativity and desire and is associated with the water element. Svadhisthana translates as in her own abode, indicating this chakra is the home of the Divine Mother or Kundalini itself. I feel like something is in your home. Or maybe this is about a childhood home. Something that's been hiding in your shadow, connected to your inner child, and it wants to be brought back up. It's raging to get back up. It's it's rising from the ashes in such a powerful way here, group number 2. Let me see what other decks want to call out to you. I actually feel this other chakra deck since we're talking about it. Let's see. I really strongly feel creativity here. Okay. Root. Root chakra. I am keeping people at a distance, overactive. Maybe there's somebody here that you're keeping at a distance. Guarded. I just heard guarded. Nine of Wands can talk about that, yeah. Guarded because of what's happened in the past. Throat chakra, I talk and express myself freely, balanced. After much temperance and hermitage, I heard. Yeah, okay, so it's like taking the time to balance these things out within you. It allows you to speak your truth. It allows you to express yourself. It allows you to share. Maybe you've been keeping your creative ideas or gifts or talents or works hidden because you're afraid of letting people in. Because as an artist, it's really sensitive to open up and share your work with other people, your what you've created. It's so personal, even when it's not, it is. And so there's something about that here that maybe tracing the roots, literally the root, back to childhood here is going to help you to see where maybe that gift was hidden away and squandered in a sense because you didn't appreciate it in its true light. It was relegated to the realms of the shadow because somebody else didn't appreciate it in the same way that it truly deserved to be appreciated. Maybe you gave to someone that gift, you shared your desire, your love for this thing, your creative, you showed your parents a picture and they were like, oh, that's not as good as getting an A in math or something like that, and it's like you shut it down because it wasn't approved of in the way that it needed to be and ideally should have been, right? Yes, you're going to be celebrated for it now. So open up and express yourself. It's time. I'm hearing it's time. It's time. It's time. Wow. Solar plexus, overactive. I do act self-centered. Okay, I don't know. Let me see. And crown chakra. Yeah, crown chakra overactive. I sense knowledge overwhelm. Knowledge overwhelm. Feelings. The downside of being self-centered. I mean, there's many, right? But the downside of self-centeredness is insecurity. Or where it actually where it's rooted is insecurity. But you also don't get the benefit of understanding others in quite the same way. I don't know why I keep getting this message, but there's maybe a part of your inner child, a part of you that still exists as you, that either was afraid to be self-focused in this way, and so you repressed or hid that gift of focusing on your talent because you were afraid other people were going to be jealous of it, or because they were, or because they didn't value it. Or, no, I think that's it. I was going to say or, and then it just felt like, nope, the full stop. Like that feels kind of right. So if that resonates, take it. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. Just kind of let it wash away. But this was something that overwhelmed you. I'm hearing out of sorts. And they're showing me licorice all sorts right now. That's so random. Out of sorts. An assortment of things can be kind of overwhelming to the senses. Licorice all sorts. You don't want to get a bitter one. Self-centeredness and sharing here, the act of giving, are complete opposites here, but they're ruled by the same energy center. So let's see. Root, again, I am in tune with nature. And throat chakra, I talk, but I am shy, underactive. So tuning into your nature is going to happen. I'm hearing, okay, I didn't mean to say that. Is going to help you is what I meant to say, but it's going to happen. Tuning into your nature so that you can know yourself in a positive way. That self-centeredness here would be about knowing yourself, really focusing on yourself, getting in tune with your nature so you can see it, reveal it, and then express it in a balanced way. Not too much, not too little. It's like reuniting with a part of yourself that you lost or thought you lost. And it's so reinvigorating. I just heard that word, reinvigorating, for you to do so. There's a lot of value there. And what you're able to produce from that may be extremely valuable as well. If this isn't like a literal thing from the past that you're finding that has value, it's like you are the value, and what you're able to create when you tune into that and your natural essence, and you're able to let that flow and work with it in a, I want to say productive, but I don't mean productive as in like you need to monetize it in some way, but it's valuable nonetheless. Okay, let me see. They want me to get some tea leaf cards here to kind of summarize or close out the reading. So what does group number 2 need to know here about this? All these little things, all these little, like a little gift maybe that you I just keep feeling taken for like you took it for granted, or self-centered people took this gift that you have for granted. Barrel. You feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. And I was hearing barrel of laughs. Barrel of laughs. Maybe connection, laughter, humor. Taking life super seriously because it's been intense. What have you had in the barrel? Like, what have you put in the barrel and hidden away in the cellar that needs to come back out again? It's something that was relegated to the shadow that's trying to emerge. It's ready to emerge. It's going to emerge. Tree. Affairs with your family. I was getting masculine, like father archetype energy from the King of Pentacles. Forgot to mention that. This looks like a broccoli to me. It's like children don't like eating broccoli. Nostalgia, either good or bad. Things from your family history. Family tree could be significant. I was talking about inheritances. Something you inherited. Something was passed down. Butterfly, a change for the better. You're definitely going through a metamorphosis right now, a transformation. Seriously. And it starts out small and subtle. Hints. I'm hearing there's been hints at this for a while, but the way that it's going to climax or cultivate in this way is quite powerful. Group 2. And it's because you're stepping back into a more authentic version of you. You're reclaiming that, you're finding it again, and you're opening up the skill set that comes along with that. Good. This is very good news. Very, very good news. They're showing me the 3 of Cups here again. You're going to be sharing this good news with others, and they're going to be celebrating it in a way that maybe you feared it wouldn't have gone. Maybe like you feared that people would project onto you, or hearing something about eat you up. Okay. Broccoli, eat it up. I don't know. Nature in the unbalanced state is kill or be killed, predator prey. Maybe there's this fear of jealousy there, or that people are going to hear about what you're doing or what you can do, and or what you've got, and they're going to try and take it. But I don't think that's the case. I think that you're going to be celebrated here. I think that when you listen to that inner guidance and you hear that call, I was also seeing the headphones here. Maybe this is to do with music. Listening to the lyrics I'm hearing. The lyrics of your song. It's going to help you put something to rights here, because it's like there was an imbalance. Chair empty, someone is leaving your life. And the stork, news of a birth or a new business opportunity. I think you're going to hear good news as you start to pursue this line of thought, this personal transformation to do with your creativity. And I want to get a clarifier on the chair. Okay. Dark woman, wheel, and archway. Dealings or relationship with a woman with dark complexion or hair. Indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. And archway, new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. So I feel like if someone has left your life or does leave your life, it's because it's getting the wheel moving again. It's moving this thing forward. Didn't you have the wheel? Was that in this? Yeah, it was. The Wheel of Fortune was there, the wheel. It's getting things moving again. And it's opening up these new possibilities for you, which are going to lead to opportunities, because the path that you're being guided to here is one that is more aligned and authentic with you. So if you lost someone, or they left your life willingly or unwillingly, intentionally or unintentionally, or you cut them out in some way, keeping them at a distance, there's a connection here to you making a decision that gets the ball rolling again. So I want to say, let yourself transform, because as you do so, you're going to unlock this path. These multiple paths, they're showing me multiple paths, like the branching of a tree. There's going to be multiple paths here that you are free to explore And you'll be filling up your stores, is what they're showing me, filling up your stores. And I did see a reference to a sort of analogy of the shadow as the storefront. And it's from the book, The Golden Shadow. And the analogy basically goes that we're all store owners and we want to keep that store in business. And what people want may be different than what we value or what we think they want or what we like. And so we put these products in our store and we find out through a bit of trial and error whether they like it or not, like that matching game again. And what they don't like, we sometimes will move it to the back or we'll get rid of it entirely. If we really like it, even if other people don't like it, we might let it hang around for a bit longer, but eventually it's going to end up in the back of the store or gone because it's not selling. And the goal is to keep this business running. And this is how things get relegated to the shadow. People don't value certain traits or skills or ideas that we have or personality, character things that we have as children, and we learn to hide those away, to repress them, to reject them, to judge them, or just to get rid of them entirely. Even if they're fundamental parts of ourselves that really make us who we are and that we love and value, or that are inherently valuable in and of themselves. Depends on your environment, depends on your upbringing, the people who are around you, what got nurtured, that kind of thing. So I'm seeing this process right now, these little things starting to kind of point you in this direction or lead you down this path, group number 2, of rediscovering these parts of yourself. I'm hearing fragmented, okay? Fragmented parts of yourself that were hidden away, probably in childhood or often in childhood, this happens. And they're connected to a new phase of your development and a path or multiple paths that are opening or open to you now where you're going to be able to express your creativity and you're going to feel so much better for it. So I think that's it. I'll leave the message there. Group, oh no, they want me to get charms. I didn't do that for group 1. Well, I forgot for group 1, but they want me to get just a few charms. Let's see. The key. This little koi windsock always reminds me of a graduation, and it does remind me of childhood because in Japan, it's flown around the time that the school-age children are graduating, I believe. So you're graduating or something around these life cycles is important. I'm hearing a change for the better. Again, that's on that card and the windsock. So you're graduating and it is a change for the better. And we've got the key with the heart on it. I want to put this on the King of Pentacles. Something of value is unlocked from the heart that was stored away in that back storeroom, but you valued it so much you didn't fully get rid of it. You just hid it away. So go find it. Go find it, group number 2. And we have the Om symbol. As above, so below, I'm hearing, and I want to put it right in the center of the sea serpent. I don't even remember what that card was talking about now, but healing emotional wounds and expressing desires. Okay, so that's right at the center, the Om, as above, so below, as within, so without. There's no separation in the spirit realm, I just heard. Okay. All right, group number 2, I will leave that here. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this reading was helpful. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Thank you to all the donors who donated literally every single deck and charm and everything that we're using today. Really appreciate you guys for wanting to give to me in this way and support the work here on the channel. Thank you to the members for supporting my work in that way as well. I appreciate you guys all so much. And I always look forward to those weekly members readings and the monthly live streams. Thank you to all the subscribers for showing support, whether it's a like, a subscribe, a share, a comment, or just positive vibes, even just watching or interacting with these readings. I'm appreciative of it. I love you, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose a lack of trust in the universe, the underactive crown chakra. And this is a little things reading using all these little cards. Something about losing. Do you feel like you lost this trust? Let's see. The first deck I'm drawn to is this other chakra one. So something about your chakras, crown chakra obviously being referenced here directly. So looking at your chakras, forgiveness, the heart. I'm hearing losing touch with. Who or what did you lose touch with? Well, the heart chakra speaks of yourself and others. Your relationship with yourself is the foundation upon which every other relationship will flow or not flow. So you may have lost trust with yourself, which makes sense here because it says I lack trust in the universe, and the universe is you. Everyone else in it is also you. So maybe there's a process of forgiving yourself here. Yes, definitely. Okay, thank you. Confirmation, self-esteem, heart chakra, solar plexus, crown. Your self-esteem, your ability to trust yourself. And maybe there's some forgiveness needed here because you didn't trust yourself. You didn't trust the universe. You didn't trust that this could all work out for your benefit. Spiritual awareness helps you to see the connections between yourself and the universe, because they're not separate. They're not different things. The universe is not something outside of you. It's inside of you, and it is you. And that's why when we go through difficult things that feel outside of our control, or we don't trust ourselves to make decisions and to act in ways that are decisive and self-growth oriented, it can leave us feeling like there's no rhyme or reason, and then we don't trust ourselves, we don't trust the universe, we don't trust life, we don't trust other people, and it's like the vicious downward spiral. So I'm seeing you gaining some level of spiritual awareness here about this, and it's going to help you put into perspective why some things happened. And sometimes life will do that, right? Like it won't make sense why something happened in the moment, and it will feel arbitrary, and it causes us to lose faith. But then years later, sometimes decades later, we see why something happened, even if we wouldn't have chosen that for ourselves, and we still wouldn't want it because it was not pleasant. It's like there was a reason for it. It was leading to something else, or something else wouldn't have happened if that didn't happen. It's like everything's connected here. And I'm just seeing you building this sense of self that is a lot stronger in your spiritual awareness and your ability to trust both your part in that equation, which is I'm hearing something about a fragile ego. Okay, don't get triggered, hopefully, but something about a fragile ego and the development of that to strengthen your use of your free will. And on the other side of that, how the universe and your higher self operates to bring circumstances into your life that are going to help you to develop that ego so that it's not so fragile anymore. Dreams. Oh, I heard lucid dreams. Doing some dream work. This is going to help expand your spiritual awareness. And if you could explore decision making and self-esteem and control through literal lucid dreaming, which is being in control of your dreams in an unconscious state, but being conscious in that unconscious state, you're going to better able to see the connection to how reality functions in much the same way. The difference is that in a lucid dream, when you're in control of the reality, you're aware that you're dreaming in the dream. Everything that you dream and choose to dream happens instantaneously. Life doesn't work like that. The universe is a much slower algorithm. This density adds, a lot of density, and it makes it harder to see those dream intentions and our use of free will manifest in such a direct way as it would in our dream state. But it does work in the same way. It's just a lot slower. And so the feedback is delayed, and that's where things can get confusing. That's when things can feel like there's no way that I would have chosen that or intended that, or there's no way that that's happening for a reason, or that it's connected to some larger meaning. But it is. We just don't always see it. And sometimes we never will in a lifetime. Sometimes it takes until we die, and then we go through the life review at the soul level, and we start to see the reason why things happened and what we were learning or are learning from that. But your dreams can help you to expedite the process. Presence. Pink, magenta. It's like high heart chakra. Let me get this one too. Finances, the root. I'm going to put that back in because I just was curious, but I don't think that's actually meant to be here. Okay, tea leaves. We have November just flipped out. So November could be significant. I'm just going to put that off to the side. You're gaining some kind of spiritual awareness. Maybe it happened in November or will happen in November. A big insight will drop in, but it's like you've been getting a lot of small little hints about it up until then. Dog, close up. Pleasure with a close friend. Mule, someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. I feel like this is part of the fragile ego in the negative sense, right? In the shadow. The donkey, the mule here can be where we refuse to change and we don't want to let go of certain ways of viewing the world because it's comfortable. And I'm hearing something about closed-minded, comfort zone. The comfort zone is small. Pig, beware of greed. Stubbornness, greed, forgiveness, lacking trust. You may have been betrayed by close friends, or you're seeing something mirrored back to you from a friend group. Peacock, beware of great pride. It's interesting, self-esteem here. And great pride is actually insecurity in disguise. When, it's like that overblown ego, overinflated ego. This is all just like human nature. This is just human nature. This is what we all work with. We all work with these energies. It's just to what degree are we allowing them to be co-created through us. Yoke, feeling tied down or frustrated. So let's just explore these themes with curiosity. Let's not even take this as like a personal reading. How about let's just kind of look at this as like themes collectively or archetypally that you're meant to enjoy exploring because it's interesting to do so. Just trying to take the ego out of it entirely and just look at it very objectively. Oh, they actually want me to get the Fireside Story dice. I haven't used these in a really long time. Okay, so what does group number 3 need to know here? Why is this little thing important for them to know? Okay, we've got leaves. Oh my God, sorry if that's loud. I'll turn it down if I can. Yeah, loud noises. You've got the clapping hands here. I don't know if it's not really showing up too great on camera, but the clapping hands. It's interesting because I'm seeing like a leaf. You know how light leaves are when they hit the ground? They don't really make a noise, but I'm seeing this heavy, heavy leaf slapping into the ground. Interesting imagery. Something in the fall. I do feel like November, September, October could be significant there with the leaves. Okay. Mountains. I feel like there's actually a big achievement that you're being tested with, because in achieving this thing, the self-esteem, which was kind of down here at some point, goes right through the roof, and then these very human emotions connected to ego start to rise. So I want to say you can trust yourself not to get too big for your britches. Maybe your friends will help keep you humble. Maybe you're helping to keep a friend humble as they go through this. Side eye. That's funny. The pencil and the plane. I'm hearing jet setting. I feel like this is a little things reading, but I feel like there's some little things here are leading to some pretty big things. I did see, I'm seeing a pool cue. I'm seeing, something about travel here. I don't know why I saw pool cue. Oops, that was on canoe, wasn't it? Canoe. Cow. Snake. Oh, I just heard the cow and the snake are friends. That's interesting. Maybe this like bull and ox, year of the bull and ox, Chinese zodiac, year of the snake, Chinese zodiac could be, I don't know. Just kind of putting things together here as best I can. 1111 as I looked up at the time. You got the heart eyes, the water drops or sweat, depending on how you look at that one, and the hot dog. I'm hearing career achievement, and they're showing me, didn't we have that finances pop out somewhere? Intuition. Where was that? Anyway, there's something here that they want you to be aware of. Spirit wants you to be aware of this because, and look how colorful and rainbow. Yeah, it's like your rainbow body, your chakra system, your spiritual awareness, your spiritual evolution and development. It is going through a challenge period where something important is going to happen. I am feeling future tense for this, and your ability to trust yourself, the universe, and other people is all going to be kind of put into action here. And it might be because you do something big or you do something important. I don't know. You do what? Let me just, hold on. Let me tune in. I'm hearing don't do a deal with the devil. That's not literal. It's just about not participating through contracts, which contracts at the soul level in life like this, they're not usually signed contracts. I mean, they can be, but most often it's just the way we participate, the way that we interact with other people, with ourselves. It's through our behaviors. It's through our actions. And they're saying, don't do a deal with the devil here in the sense that you lose your own sense of integrity, or that you don't follow, if you go against your intuition, it's going to make something harder here. They're showing me a climb up the mountain. It's like they're showing me bloody fingers like clawing into the rock. Oh, yeah. Like don't, just because you've been trying to get to the peak of success so that your self-esteem rises in accordance with that, or the perception of that is anyway, that's the idea, right? But it's the blood, sweat, and tears that go into it that are satisfying, not taking some kind of gondola up there because you've made a deal in a way. It's like, don't spiritually bypass or don't skip steps here. This is an interesting message. You might feel stuck in your progress, and that's why they're saying don't get greedy or try to fly to the top of the mountain with help from someone else, because you're meant to do it in a particular way. And they're saying don't sacrifice your morals, because that's going to cause a major self-esteem hit. And it's not worth it. That's not an exchange that you're going to get value out of. This is such an intense message. What the heck's going on here? Yeah, let's get one of these. Can we get a clarifier here on what the heck this message is for group number 3? Why this is coming up? Why they need to know this? Like, I feel like I don't know the context. You don't want to be up Schitt's Creek without a paddle here, because you skipped some steps or you went against the natural order of things. That's what it feels like. You're meant to stay in balance. But even if you do choose, or you did, or I don't know, it feels like future tense to me. If you do choose to go against your own best interest here at the soul level, it's still going to allow you to gain spiritual understanding, even if you're really stubborn about it and you have to learn that lesson the hard way. It's not a bad thing, because there's an infinite amount of time to learn these lessons at soul level. There's always a reason and a rhyme to things, even when there's chaos and disorder. There's a purpose in it, and you get to learn through it. Oh, the lizard. Okay. Spiritual awareness and the lizard. You do have the golden egg on the bottom. Actually, we'll see if that comes up or it's relevant. Let's look at the lizard first. Oh, I skipped right to it. Oh yeah, skipping. Don't skip any steps here. Hold on. Instinctual, sensitive to the subtle, and dreamer. Look, you've got dreams. So it's like this is a dream of yours. And you need to pursue that dream in the right way, with the right people, for the right reasons. Otherwise, something is going to come back and smack you in the face. Let's see. Lizard. The lizard is an expert in the realm of sensory perception. As if it has a sixth sense, the lizard hears what is yet to be spoken and sees what is yet to manifest. Although this is an amazing gift, it can easily wear the lizard down. Big crowds, lots of travel, or overstimulation will drain a lizard of their magical essence. This card is an indication to pull back from the bright lights and big city and return to the inner artist who's been whispering your name. When in balance, this is artistic, telepathic, and spiritual. When out of balance, it is elusive, non-committal, and flaky. To bring it into balance, a creative project. So it kind of feels to me almost like with the jet setting, it's like, let's say, for example, hypothetically, you're an artist and you start out these humble beginnings and everything is good and you're feeling confident in yourself. You're still working through some self-esteem stuff as you put your art out there, you make this thing, whatever it is, you share it with the world, and then it blows up and it goes viral or it becomes extremely popular. And you are then traveling the world because of said popularity. And even though that dream comes true, you get the success, you get to the top of the mountain, it's bittersweet because you lose connection with the people that you once valued. They fall away from your life, or you see the darker side of them come out, the shadow side come out when you have the money that they didn't have, that you didn't have growing up. Everybody's looking for a handout. And then you block yourself off from these connections because you're only really seeing one side of that coin. And then you fall into the traps of greed and pride and the surface level things that give you a sense of value, but not the true value itself. I'm also seeing something about spiritual ego. It's like getting to a higher state of consciousness, the mountain, the plane, they're higher, they're elevated, but not seeing the full picture, but seeing higher than others and then judging those others who don't see as high as you, which is a spiritual ego trap. And that comes from ego and pride in its shadow sense. So there's a lot of different messages here. Again, I would not necessarily take this one super personally. This is definitely like an archetypal theme that you guys are working with, or that spirit is drawing your attention to. And there's a lot of little pieces here, little working parts that I still am kind of looking at how they fit together and what you're meant to get out of this reading. Obviously, if it resonates directly, then you'll know that and you can take it for what it is. But it feels to me like you're learning an archetypal lesson here. And you're looking at these themes, whether or not you're experiencing them directly or not. You may be looking at other people who are going through this, or seeing that, celebrities or something, and you're looking at these themes from the outside in, because it's going to help you to understand maybe a much smaller process that's unfolding like this within you, or not even unfolding within you, but that you're countering so that doesn't happen. You're working with that energy, you're learning it in a more internal way than rather than having to play it out in an entire lifetime or through this entire scenario at the physical level. Sometimes that will happen with the spiritual development. Be present, use the hours, don't count them. Okay, they said counting down the hours, and then they showed me a success parade. That's so funny. A success parade. It's reminding me of like how in America they do those big like Thanksgiving Day parades. And isn't Thanksgiving in November in America? Here it's in October. In Canada it's in October. But something about a success parade. Hidden depths. You only see the surface. Look beyond. Yeah, there's something that you're seeing from a particular level, but that's not the entire thing. So you're seeing some of it, but not all of it. And that's why it's like there's something that's been triggered in the ego, or there's some stubbornness in the point of view that needs to be looked at a little bit more deeply. Rest, slow down. You don't have to solve everything today. Just take this as like one small piece of the puzzle and look to what's going on around you or within you, or what synchronicities Spirit is showing you to kind of put this all together. So this isn't like the be all end all reading. This isn't meant to solve or answer any of your questions. This is actually meant to ask, to call you to ask more questions. This isn't the reading that's going to leave you feeling like you've resolved something and you can go away from this feeling that sense of completion and satisfaction. Sorry, this is not the reading. That's not great for me. For our egos don't want that, right? Our egos don't want to left feeling like, what? What am I supposed to do with this? But that's the point. Spirit doesn't give us what we want all the time. They give us what we need. And what we need, or what you need right now, group number 3, is to look a little bit deeper into these shadow sides of the human ego so that you can understand where your dreams are leading you and what is actually truly going to, I'm hearing survive. Okay. What is actually going to satisfy you outside of maybe like some survival fears. Lizard brain makes me think of like the lower part of the brain stem, which is really just concerned with survival functions. Adapt. But then the brain adapted and grew new layers of the cortex that allow us to have more higher conscious thoughts. So it's like these different layers of the ego and the human being. And they're saying something about dessert. So random. Dessert, just desserts. No, they're showing me like an ice cream sundae. Okay. Oh, look, you have ice cream here. I couldn't even see this because from my vantage point, my microphone blocks this whole area right here. And I just felt called to kind of look at the cards and there's ice cream. But they were showing me like an ice cream sundae, not like a popsicle like that. Interesting. What do they do? Well, they both melt. Ice cream melts. So maybe you don't want to like waste something here, or letting something melt away. Serenity. Value quiet days with only the rustling leaves breaking the silence. Rest. Quiet your mind. It's going to allow you to identify these hidden depths. And it's going to let you see something here and maybe even take note of something important related to how you satisfy the ego. How you satisfy the ego and the exchanges you have with other people. Surprises, venture down the rabbit hole. This is what I'm saying. This reading is going to leave you asking more questions than having solved anything. But they want you to venture down the rabbit hole because you're going to find something surprising there. Like the surprising feeling of like these leaves hitting the ground with a thud. It's not what you would expect, but you're going to find it and it's going to be valuable because it's going to help you to understand a deeper layer of yourself. It's going to help you to align with your true goals and dreams and the integrity therein. So being present, being centered, this is be present and presence. Yeah, this is really important in getting out of maybe it's like survival mode, which is like the distorted ear can work in ways through the distorted ego, and getting back to seeing everything through the eyes of love, which is the highest consciousness. Being willing to put in the work for transformation because it's more satisfying that way in the long run, even if it takes longer. Getting to the highest height with integrity. They're just saying that again. So getting to the highest height with integrity and adapt anything that is still existing in that lower realm comes from that lack of trust or insecurity, because that's going to help you to get there efficiently and with integrity. Okay, let's get a couple charms. I was going to say, I think that's it, but I forgot to do the charms for group 1, so we'll just got the shell with the pearl in it. So pearls of wisdom, presence. You've got this is reminding me of stillness again. You've got a lot of messages here about like, be still. Just, you know why? Is because when you're still, you can really observe. You start going inward. You stop attaching and being so involved with the outside world. You're able to actually like witness the seat of authority within you, the true God consciousness. And it's harder to do that when you're distracted with all the things in life that come along. Like, even if they're sweet things, look, you've got cherries and strawberries, these fruits, the sweet things, the temptations, or the fruits of your labors, depending on how you go about this. There's surprises here. Maybe that's why, like, when fruit falls from the tree, it does make a thud, whereas leaves don't. Why? Because of their shape, or because of their density or their mass. Something about the physical realm is so important here. What is this? This is a new charm. Oh, it's like a rocket ship launching. A rocket ship launching. Thank you to Michelle for sending these into us, along with the Secret Garden. And I just unconsciously put it on hidden depths. You're only seeing the surface, look beyond. Okay, rocket ships, yes, they go beyond. They go way beyond. The earthly realm, the 3D, the third dimensional consciousness is the distorted, or it can show up in the warped third chakra. Okay. Interesting that you have the best side of the best friend's charm, and you do have something about a friend here, a close friend, best friend. They may surprise you. I think it's in a good way. Yes, it feels good. It doesn't feel super negative. So something about a friend is important here. Maybe they'll help you to see, or to learn this lesson, or they're helping you see yourself more clearly, or you can trust them, and that's helping you to renew your trust in life itself even. Okay, and then you've got the moon and the star, and they're both green, which is heart chakra. I'm hearing seeing beyond, and they're saying that again, seeing beyond. Seeing beyond what? Dog, close up, and far away, different perspectives, the whole picture. Yeah, they're showing me the lower brainstem and then the neocortex, top of the brain. So like these different parts, they're far apart, they're close together. You can use them both. Zoom in, zoom out, like you can see from the top of the mountain, you can see with a magnifying glass on the ant. There's these different perspectives that you need to integrate within yourself so that the ego doesn't distort in one way. It's like you need to understand the duality of it and unify those dualities so that you can understand the whole picture, the spiritual truth behind it. And we've got this little flower. It almost looks like a painting pad, like where you would squirt paint for an artist. I don't know why I'm getting that from it. Now, you do have a lot of colors in your reading, like this color palette. Work with the color palette of the soul, the rainbow body, the chakra system. And the paintbrush is your mind, your ego. When the ego is well developed, the paintbrush creates masterpieces. When the ego is underdeveloped, you break the canvas. They're showing me somebody punching a hole through the canvas. Okay. Very interesting imagery. This reading, like I said, it's left me with more questions than answers, and you're probably feeling the same way. So yeah, let's just kind of let's be okay with that if we can. I know it might be a little frustrating, but let's just be okay with that, because this is part of the lesson, or it's part of the truth that you're uncovering here, or that you're working with. So I hope this reading helps you to ask these important questions and find the answers for yourself. I'm meant to guide you to looking in the certain places, but I'm not going to help you find those answers. That's up to you to do, and you can trust yourself to do that. I trust you to do that. Spirit trusts you to do that. So yeah, and I'm just a reflection of you, because we're all one. Heart chakra. Okay, I'll leave it there. Group number 3. I hope this reading was helpful. If it doesn't resonate, well, why would you still be here? You probably already clicked off. Or the people who it doesn't resonate for probably already clicked off, and that's fine. They're just not ready for the message yet. But those of you who are still here probably resonated on some level. And I hope that that is helpful. That's always my highest intention. Okay. I love you. Thank you for being here on the channel, supporting my work and whatever messages come through. I appreciate your support, and for not shooting the messenger. I'm just the messenger. Love you guys. We'll see you in the next reading. Bye.